Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor as due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Those in this gospel abroad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is just going to be a quick in transit. It's not going to be long at all. I'm actually late to my appointment, but this is based on a lesson that I saw. I didn't watch it. I just watched the introduction of it. The elder brother Manada Zagba and also the elder brother Yashawamba from Dallas pretty much did a video on this one Christian ninja. Of course, dreadlocks. I thought he was a fucking woman at first, man. When I seen him, nigga look like a fucking female, man. But that's the spirit you Christians come in. You come in that effeminate, tailor-made, effeminate spirit, man. Okay, because a bunch of you are a bunch of women any goddamn way. But basically the guy was saying that we was going on from Revelation 7 and 9, which deals with the great multitude when it goes into Revelation 7 and 9, when it goes into the 144,000 being sealed from all 12 tribes. And then the verse after verse 8, then you have the great multitude, which it pretty much quotes that then I saw another great multitude by whom I could not number, and that was coming out of every nation, kindred, tongues, and basically they was given white robes, man, and palms. Okay, basically they were purified, you know, they was delivered from the common destruction. And you got Christians, man, that read that scripture and they think that that's talking about heathens, man, because when it says every nation, kindreds, and tongues and peoples. But see, the dummy don't understand that Israel was dispersed among the four corners of the earth. So you're going to have Israelites that's looking like other nations, heathens included. Okay, that's not a hard concept to understand. But see, no matter how much you go into these things and you break these things down, Jake is going to still find a way on how to complain about it because they can't say they fucking master, man. Like I said, the only thing a nigga is concerned with is saving the fucking white man, man. All right? Jake don't give a shit about Moab. They don't give a shit about Ammon. They don't give a damn about nobody else. But the minute you say that the so-called white man will not get salvation, that's when a nigga, he loses his fucking mind, man. Okay? Because they have been brainwashed and conditioned to believe that they are inferior to the white man. Okay? Or Esau, Edom. I say it that way because he's not really white. Okay? White, just as well as black, is a social construct that was created back in 1681. Okay? Which assumed the identities of white people being more superior and pure in race versus so-called black people. Because if you ask a common Jake, what's his nationality, the nigga is gonna say black, man. I'm like, hey Jake, what's your nationality? The nigga's gonna say, oh, I'm black. Wait a minute, bro. Black is not a nationality. Okay, black is just a color. That's not a nationality. And then when you ask him again, hey Jake, what is your nationality? Basically what he's gonna say is, I'm an African American. But wait a minute, man. How can you be African and American? Okay, when America is a corporation. You see, but Jake, they don't think, man. They don't use context clues, man. You know, because like I said, they've been conditioned to love their slave masters, their captives. And it's called Stockholm Syndrome. Okay, because ain't nowhere in hell that this man has committed all this wickedness in the planet Earth, specifically to our people, personally to our people. And yet Jake is still pissed off because there's no salvation for Esau. You know, when you tell them, look, no other nation is going to partake in the blessings of the kingdom of heaven on Israelites level, then they're like, well, what about the white man? What about him? Okay, he's in his heaven right now. You know, like that's out of balance. Because for one thing, you know, the scriptures say time and chance happen to us all. So Esau was given his rulership. In fact, this is like literally like I would say like his second rulership. You know, second or third, because he was the Greeks. Then the Greeks became the Greco-Roman Empire, which that was pretty much emerging, but it was still a different beast. Okay, you go into the third beast, which was the leopard, which was through Alexander the Great and his conquerage. Okay, and you had Philip the Macedon, which was the father of Alexander the Great. And then he took over the known world at that time, parts of Western Asia, parts of Europe, you know. And then, you know, he set up the Greeks, and then you had his four generals, which after Alexander died, then The 4 generals assumed the residue of his kingdom, and then there was infighting. And then once they pretty much chopped each other down, then the Romans came, you know, which the Romans were Edomites as well. And they was like, well, look, man, we going to have to become a journey empire, because if not, we just going to take you over regardless. We got the manpower, you know. So they became the Greco-Roman Empire, which they were Edomites, which leads to the 4th beast, which is this final beast, man. Okay, so technically the motherfucker had 3 rulerships. The Greeks, the first half of the Romans, and then this latter half of the Roman Empire. Because when you go into Revelation 13, it says the beast whose deadly wound was healed. We're in a revival of the Roman Empire, or as Christian scholars or scholars would say, the last leg of the Roman Empire. You know, this is Esau's 3rd rulership. He had his time. That's right. Khan. You know, he was the Greeks, he was the Romans, and now he's back today as the fucking Roman. He's the American, he's the British, he's the French. He's everything that he's not. But this is literally like his 3rd rulership. So, hey, what more do this man need? You know, but let Jake tell it. Nah, that ain't right, brother. Well, wait a minute, man. You got to take that up with the Most High. Because when you go into the Zondervan's Bible Dictionary and you look up Idumea, it's going to tell you that Idumea, or Edom, or surname is Edom, is known as the neighbor of the Israelites, and she is known to not receive any. No, it says that the neighbor of the Israelites of great future judgments, and she is known to not receive any mercy from the Most High. Okay, and you got to ask yourself, why is not Esau receiving any mercy from the Lord? Well, first thing and foremost, he was supplanted and he sold his birthright. Okay, that was fuck up number 1. Well, actually not. Going back into the time of the garden when Cain killed Abel, when the Most High told him what sacrifice to offer up, hey, what did he do, man? He offered up a righteous sacrifice. And the Lord said, he said, look, if thou does well, thou will be accepted. But if thou don't, then sin lieth at the door. So he's been a fucking devil since day 1, you know. But when you try to break this down to Jake feels some type of way because, like I said, they have been bred to fall in love with their captives. So you got a bunch of slow bellies, okay, that call themselves African Americans or Christians or whatever the fuck they call themselves, coming against us, not even knowing the scriptures, man, because he totally broke down Revelation 7 and 9 wrong. Okay, because when you go into the word nations, when it says out of all kindred, out of all nations, when you go into that word nations, it goes into the Greek word ethnos. Okay, ethnos is another way of saying tribes or of a particular family. This is why it pays, and it's very commending to go into the Hebrew and the Greek to understand what you're looking up, because if you don't go into the etymology of root words and you don't go into the historical context of the scriptures, like the Hebrew, the Greek, you know, and get understanding on what these things are, then it's easy to get lost. Because most Jakes, man, they don't do no fucking research, man. You know, they read it verbatim, and these stupid dummies they seem to fail to realize that the Bible was written in Hebrew, man. Okay? If you're reading the Bible from a Western perspective, you ain't gonna understand what the Bible is talking about, because the Bible is not Western quote-unquote philosophy, man. Okay? The Bible totally rejects the Western way of living and thinking, man, because the West is more of liberalism, man. You know, more debaucherous, so to speak. So when Jake reading the Bible, he's reading from a Western standpoint, man. You can't read about righteous women in the scriptures and apply it to these people today, because it don't fit, you know. But anyway, this is the book of this be like-minded. This is James 1:1. It says, James, a servant of Yahweh and of the Lord Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. Right. James 1:1 goes into the same thing. It says the 12 tribes which were scattered abroad. What's the definition of scattered, Jake? You know, to be dispersed, to be spread out. And that was a common concept. You go to the book of Deuteronomy, it says that we should be chased into all the kingdoms of the earth, man. So it's pretty simple to understand that these other nations is talking about Israelites, because if not, that would make the Bible total contradictory. And the Lord said he's not the author of confusion. And he said that he is a power that he can't lie. Okay, that's just Jake being stubborn because, hey, they want the so-called white man to be saved, and he's not going to be saved. And yes, he would be in a kingdom as a slave and then destroyed after a 1,000-year period. But overall, man, there's no salvation for Esau, Edom, man. Okay, Isaiah 13:15, it says, everyone that is found should be thrust through, and everyone that is joined to them should fall by the sword. That's right. All you Jakes, man, that's in the spirit of saving Whitey, then, hey, you're going to be destroyed. Be like-minded. Isaiah 30:3, it says, therefore should the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust of the shadow of Egypt your confusion, man. That's right. Isaiah 14:22, for I will rise up against them, saying the Lord of hosts, and cut them off from Babylon, the name, the remnant, and the son, and the nephew, says the Lord. But see, nigga get dumb when it don't say, oh, white man. Then Jake got his, that, you know, that's a reason for him to finagle his way out of the truth. Well, that don't say white man, brother. We ain't got to say white man, man. Okay, it don't say in the scriptures that Israelite is the black man, but through context clues and the fact that they are a colored race of people and the prophecies and the curses, that's how you know it's talking about us. It don't say in the Bible that so-called Jesus was a black man, but it tells you that he was a man of color with woolly hair. So it's just common sense, man. You know? But anyway, brothers, man, I got to go in this appointment, man. Salaki had to cut it short. Lord's will. Come back with another lesson, giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to you. How about Shimi? How was shy? Lord's will, you were edified into the next lesson. Shalom.